This is a typical design of a premium professional competition yo-yo. On the rim, you'll generally find dense stainless steel rings. These are placed on the edge to enhance the yo-yo's spin time and make it more resistant to tilting. In the middle is a lightweight aluminium body. This holds the yo-yo together and dictates the shape and overall feel of the yo-yo. Finally, at its core is a fast spinning ball bearing, capable of spinning upwards of 10,000 RPM. Put it all together and you have the blueprint for the modern day bimetal competition yo-yo. But how is a yo-yo like this even built? And more importantly, who even needs one? In case you weren't aware, yo-yo competitions are a thing. All over the world, professional yo-yo players compete against one another, and as the tricks get more difficult, the yo-yos get more advanced. The first yo-yos were simply two pieces of wood joined together. Early competition yo-yos were two plastic pieces joined with a high-speed bearing in the middle. This evolved to plastic yo-yo with aluminium rings, then to full metal aluminium yo-yos, then to bimetal yo-yos. Today, yo-yos are more advanced than they've ever been.
Alright, but who determines what these yo-yos actually look like?
Just like there exists an elite tier of athletes, there too exists an elite tier of competitive yo-yo players. And for this player, they get their own personalized signature yo-yo. Think of it like a Jedi forging his very own lightsaber. Some players play fast and simple, other yo-yo players slow and technical. Either way, at the elite level, the yo-yo bends to the player.
But could a yo-yo be used to provide a technological advantage? Kind of.
If you look at a collection of all the competition yo-yos used to win the World Yo-Yo Contest, you'll notice they all gradually get wider. This makes sense. The wider the yo-yo, the easier it is to land on the string. As yo-yo design and manufacturing technology gets better and tricks get harder, there's only one direction the width of a yo-yo should be going.
The only issue is that competition yo-yos that wide generally don't exist yet. So here's the idea. What if we were to design a next generation competition yo-yo 20% wider than anything that's used in competitions today, but which yo-yo players would be crazy enough to use them?
For the last 3 years, it's been Team Offset Yo-Yo's goal to win the World Yo-Yo Contest. We started off as a band of misfits that no one took seriously, but over time, as we worked together, we slowly inched our way up the competitive rankings to become World Contest hopefuls. So for 2025, I flew all the way to Shenzhen, China to design us all next generation competition yo-yos.
Let's drop the innuendo. We are in China to develop very, very difficult to make yo-yos. On top of the list is Outlier 6.
Outlier 6 would be a 60mm wide outer ring bimetal yo-yo. In my earlier years, my style utilized a lot of speed combos and fast-paced horizontal combos. These tricks are simple, but put a lot of strain on the yo-yo. So to accommodate, I've opted for an outer ring bimetal as my main competition yo-yo.
Second on the list is Logic 2.
Logic 2 would be a 60mm inner ring bimetal yo-yo. Allon's never been a particularly fast yo-yo player. Even in his earlier years, he opted for a range of tricks. So for Allon, we decided to go for an inner ring construction.
Now if it was just that would be a cakewalk. No, we have a third impossible project, which is Zenon Prime.
Zenon Prime will be Xavier's first bimetal competition yo-yo, also 60mm wide. Xavier has always been a bit of a wild card. Since his first win in Singapore, Xavier really pushed the boundaries with his tricks. He was an early pioneer of the high-risk, high-scoring neck tricks. For Xavier, placing the steel just off the edge of the rim allowed us to make the yo-yo both comfortable and powerful.
We're beginning Outlier 6 prototypes. Pretty excited. As you can see, the rings, they overhang, but they also kind of curve out, so the majority of the weight is right on the edge of the ring there. Theoretically, this ring should be more powerful and more comfortable.
For the Outlier's body, I wanted a strong inner core, so we opted for 7075 aluminium, the strongest aluminium currently used in the yo-yo industry.
7075 body. It's crazy how light this is without the rings on, so.
This allowed us to equip it with our new power ring, an incredibly dense, overhang stainless steel ring. This accounts for almost 90% of the yo-yo's overall weight.
Alright, this is quite literally my first throw. Okay. It's funny because when you play with it, the first 3 minutes. You're like, oh my god, this is way too wide, I can't use this. And then you play with it, and then all of a sudden it just fades, and you're like, yo-yo should have always been this wide. I see no reason as to why this shouldn't be standard width for everything. You did a pretty good job, Tom.
We also made sure to make a full 7075 aluminium version of the Outlier 6, the Deviant 6, an otherwise identical 60mm yo-yo, but at half the price.
First half of the Deviant 5 plays super light, super fast. Yeah. Oh, that is a wrap for today. This was probably by far the most productive day, probably of my entire life. All right, we're gonna go get something to eat now. So yesterday we developed a fully functioning prototype of Outlier 6. Today is going to be, we're working on the Logic 2 prototype. Same drill, bimetal, 60mm wide, inner ring tech, 7068 body though. First look at the Logic 2. So we've made 2 versions, one heavier and one slightly lighter. Hello, hello. Check this out.
Wee.
Logic 2, fully metal, 7068 body, stainless steel ring. This is like the first proto. So they've made you 2 protos. One is slightly lighter than the other.
Rebel one's smoother to me.
68 grams, that's a pretty heavy yo-yo. Doesn't feel heavy though. Yeah, this is without a doubt the most powerful Logic ever. The weight is super concentrated, so the inner ring is small. Yeah, I'm happy with this. I hope Alan's happy with it, but this is it. We still have another yo-yo to design today. Zenon Prime, so heading back to the other factory to test out that proto.
For the Zenon Prime, we developed a custom prime rim, essentially a Pom Delrin rim that coats the edge of the yo-yo, making it more comfortable for the user.
Got the Pom ring here. This is what's gonna add that extra layer of comfort. So for Zenon Prime, we have 6061 body, stainless steel ring, and Pom Delrin outer ring. And they all have to be precisely positioned atop one another.
Utilizing a middle ring bimetal design for Xavier's yo-yo, he now had all the power, spin time, and stability that comes with the premium bimetal yo-yo, with the comfort of an organic monometal yo-yo.
Oh, hit me there. Very little mark. I don't know, had this been more sharp, I might have died. Just kidding. Hello, hello?
Hello.
All right, check this out. Zenon Prime, you got what you wanted. There are 6 machines currently running to produce this one yo-yo. Imagine the Galactus, but it has like an outer plastic ring. It's pretty similar to the Galactus, but everything is soft. This is rounded to be soft. This is rounded to be soft.
I'm excited. I want to try it.
All right, anyway though, we'll let you get back to your life.
Thank you.
So I was told specifically I shouldn't be wearing white because I'm going to a color factory. Rookie mistake. I've actually never seen the whole coloring process, so this is gonna be fun for me. So right now the yo-yos are getting blasted. Blasting is done. We're heading to the color factory now. So the stands have axles, so you can screw the yo-yos on as it gets anodized. See those shiny ones? Those are outliers. You know, there are some people who prefer blasted yo-yos, some people who prefer glossy. I personally prefer glossy. As we're surrounded by all of these deathly acidic chemicals, they give us a Red Bull. I say. So that's like kind of a magenta vibe. We're going for like red, Xavier red. They're dipping it in different things and trying to get that right shade of red. You know, seeing this happen is kind of, I empathize now why like color factories don't get the colors right the very first time. It's like, it's a process, you know?
Okay.
Normally I wouldn't be this pedantic over red, but this is Xavier. He's very pedantic about that red. Hopefully we got it right. So we are done with the coloring for now. So we have blue for me, red for Xavier, green for Allon, and a midnight blue just for Danny. These are like crazy. These are ultimately going to be what the team are going to be using to practice for Worlds. We're set. So the final step in a yo-yo is the laser engraving. Engraving time. Overall, looks sick.
-6, guys.
I'm just having like an intuition. A black engraving would go pretty hard.
Looks pretty cool. With the yo-yos now designed, there was only one thing left to do. Give it to the players who they were designed for.
It's time.
Are you ready?
Let's see what you cooked.
Alright.
We cook.
There's one solitary engraved one just for you.
I don't. Wait. Whoa! It's got that. Whoa! I get 5.
Yeah, because you break your yo-yos.
Whoa, this is more powerful. What the heck?
It's got a lot of we upped it twice. Yeah. Alright. You think you can work with that?
I'll work with it. So, approved.
Okay.
Yo-yo approved.
At the end of the day, competitive yo-yoing isn't about the yo-yo. Rather, it's about the player. The player has to put in the work. The player has to put in the long practice hours that no one sees. And the player ultimately has to step up on stage and put it all on the line to perform and contend. As a team, there were many more obstacles we'd later have to face. But now, at the very least, we were fully equipped to face them together.